Yeah, he doesn't play in them. The one thing he does play in is in the KSRC, right? But we don't cast that. So no idea. Regardless, here we go with diving into the grand finals and spawning in the top left hand corner. In the top left, we have as I do fix this up. In the top left, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to get your game going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Will it be our European Protoss or our Korean Protoss player? Which one is it going to be? Again, MaxPax, I still stand by it. He has the best PvP in the world. So it is going to be an uphill battle for Trap. We did just hear that Trap did defeat MaxPax in a PTR tournament last week. That did occur. But different maps, different map pool, different patch as well. Also, I did misspeak in a way, because you're not wrong. When it comes to PvP, it has mostly been unchanged and untouched. But with the removal of the overcharge on the PTR, that may make it more difficult for MaxPax to get into his own opener, like he usually does. But he is unaffected here, of course. Is unaffected. Now, we are leading into Amphion. What does that mean, gate expand? It means gate expand from our two players. Right now, the pressure is on both MaxPax and Trap to delay the expansion with these pylon blocks and try to force out... Oh, never mind. I was going to say try to force out a Zealot, try to force out a Stargate. Alas, MaxPax, he does get his Nexus. The probe was out of position, and MaxPax can now get into his own economic start. The pressure is going to be on Trap to punish this. There's the pylon. Pylon gets placed, and Trap, he's going to wait for the pylon to finish and then throw down shield batteries. Shield batteries are going to be required. Zelda's on the way. The pressure is on Trap. He's moving out across the map. He's sending it. There's a Stargate. Stargate opener here out of Trap. Adept is on the way. And Trap, he's going for it. Is going to be rallying. There's that Stargate for MaxPax. Going to be entering Phoenix Wars. Shield batteries are on the way. That's 3 shield batteries for Trap. And 1 shield battery for MaxPax. And can he deny them? He's trying. So far, good SimCity though for MaxPax. As Zealot has to try to work its way through. There we go. There is a way in. Shield battery coming into play. Adept soon to arrive. And with all these shield batteries, I mean, Trap, he can maintain himself. That's 3 shield batteries. Oh my god. First things first, he gets a shield battery of MaxPax, does not get down. Now he can trade with the army. Can and he will trade. Ooh, gets an Adept. There's 1 Adept left. Phoenix is in production. Trap going Oracle first. Bold move. Going for the Oracle. Does want that Adept. He's able to trade. There is a shield battery in the main. Second Adept has arrived. In a way, Trap, he does have control of the low ground. Making sure there is no economy, there is no mining. Oh, my apologies. I did miss that shield battery here for MaxPax, so he did have a second shield battery. Has to be targeted down. Will fall, but it looks like MaxPax, yeah, he's holding. Okay, he bought enough time, he's holding on. Built up his Phoenixes. The Oracle does skirt around the edge. Again, this was a very risky maneuver by Trap. You're going for the Oracle. Adept gets into the main. Oracle dives in as well, but there are Phoenixes. Yeah, the Oracle isn't going to do anything. Ay, ay, ay. And MaxPax holds. He holds. He cleans this up. Adept keeps shading in, but isn't really getting any damage. Again, the 1 shield battery is more than enough. And now MaxPax, he just came to the production. He just came to the production. They're going to be trading 1 for 1. Ooh, actually, miscontrol here to MaxPax. He bleeds out 1 Phoenix. Another! 2 Phoenixes go down. At the same time, though, Trap, his Phoenixes are so low. They're so battered, so bruised. MaxPax, he cleans them up. And he will still take the fight. Yeah, still takes the fight in the end. MaxPax pulls away. There's still the Oracle threatening the natural. Does find a way in. Gets some probes, not bad. Gets 3. Gets 4. Oh, the shield battery, let's go. The shield batteries that keep the Oracle alive a little bit further. And can he get another? He can. 6 probes. 7. Very trap. Oh my god. Very nicely done here. Really creative as well, making use of the shield batteries that are still here, that are still there for trap. Able to weather the storm, able to just, you know, keep that Oracle going a little bit further, a little bit longer. When it comes to the Phoenix count, Trap does have a 2 Phoenix lead. As a reminder, Trap, he does have the, he did have the faster second Stargate. And he has the shield batteries as well. Wow. Trap? I mean, he's forcing MaxPax back. He's zoning him away. And again, he can fight with the support of his shield batteries. Oh my god. And he's keeping the production. Overcharge gets popped. Trap has to respect it. Does have to respect the overcharge. MaxPax is supply blocked. Something you don't see too often. Yeah, brutal supply block. Pylons are on the way. And Trappy's still got a 1 Phoenix lead. Does push forward. Trades 1 for 1. But his energy, the shield batteries have run out of energy. They have run out. Still trying to make use of those shield batteries. Trap pulls away, getting a 3rd. Meanwhile, MaxPax going for the fleet beacon, working towards Phoenix range. I'm a little bit surprised that Trap has yet to invest. Yeah, there's still no fleet beacon for Trap, which is a little bit concerning. As finally that shield battery is going to fall. It's going to go down, and now MaxPax, he has secured himself. He has secured himself, again, much faster range. We do see Fleet Beacon on the way for Trap, but it is quite late here in comparison. There is going to be a window where MaxPax has range over his opponent. That does mean that MaxPax should get the first shot off. The first volley should be in favor of MaxPax. And that means that he can most likely kill a Phoenix immediately at the start of the fight. Before they do commit in. Likewise, he also has some kiting potential with it as well. But we'll see if he makes use of that window. Because back across the map, Trap, he has now begun Phoenix range. So that window with that upgrade advantage is slowly going to be closing. Here we go. MaxPax, he moves out. He has his upgrade. Is 13 to 14. MaxPax is down 1 Phoenix, but as we just mentioned, with that Phoenix range upgrade, he can make use of that. Pushing forward. Going for the production. Ooh. Trading 1 for 1. 2 for 1. Better trade for Trap. Shield battery did come into play. Did help. Yeah, and MaxPax, he can't take this fight. He gets punished for it. Oh my god. And Trap, he can overwhelm. He chases out every single Phoenix. GG gets called, and Trap will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Yeah, that was a rough fight for MaxPax. I was not gonna lie, I was a little bit shocked that MaxPax decided to fight without stacking his Phoenixes. He did not stack them. He kind of like stumbled his way into the natural, and he bled out far too much, far too quickly. Remember, he lost 2 Phoenixes initially, and very quickly things did snowball out of control from there. GG, well played. Trap will take game 1. But again, it was a really intense game 1 as well. As we did mention, because MaxPax went for the faster Nexus, that did trigger Trap to go for the shield batteries, and they didn't just come into play when it came to supporting the Adepts, but also they came into play supporting the Phoenixes as well. Crazy. Crazy. Was very impressive stuff there by Trap to have layers to his aggression and to have it all kind of pay off in the end. Have it all come together. Very well done. GG, well played. With that, Trap does take a lead, and now we're getting to game number 2. We're going to be loading into Ghost River. Now, the dynamic here is going to be quite different. Ghost River is a map where it is not as safe to go for something like a Stargate, or like let's go for something more economic, more greedy. We'll see if Trap goes for an all-in here or not. Hero didn't, and he did struggle here in this kind of game state, but we'll see. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the... Shall do this. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss player representing Gen G Esports. Leading the series 1-0, it is Trap. Catching with the chat. I feel like MaxPax in that tournament was doing a lot of experimental builds, testing things in the patch. Okay. I mean, I'll have to take your word for it. I didn't watch the game, so I cannot confirm or deny when it comes to how MaxPax performed in the PTR event. As we do have a Trap opening up 2 gates and a MaxPax opening up with a gate expand. Or I should say a gate, Cyber, into a Stargate, into a faster Nexus. And my eyes are on Trap. Now, as a reminder, Hero on this map did not go for a 1-base all-in. Hero went for a fake proxy pylon into his own setup, but Hero, he went for a more tech-heavy style. He went for a later third, and MaxPax gained map control. MaxPax was able to gain map control and just give Hero a very hard time coming into the mid-game. Here, I'm curious how Trap approaches things. There's that pylon. Is it real or is it fake? Now, this would not be a bad location for a proxy Stargate. We've also, because this map is so small, we've also seen proxy Robo in this location as well. So this could be a proxy Robo into a 1-base all-in, could be a Stargate into a longer macro game. Cybercore is done. What do you have for us? What do you got? Oh, okay, it's a fake. Okay, fake proxy pylon. Trap is coming in for the scouts. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Stargate opener for MaxPax, so it's going to be Gate, Cyber, Stargate into Expand. It is the standard build here from MaxPax, working towards his Oracle production into a Void Ray. So it looks like we're going to be entering a longer, more macro game state. Now, just like Hero, Trap is going to be opening up double Stalker. He might go for a 3rd and 4th Stalker as well. Yep, there we go. It's going to be double Stalker into a 3rd and 4th. He's going to be hyper aggressive early on, but he will still expand. So Trap, he should work towards his expansion. Meanwhile, before MaxPax gets his first Void Ray out, Trap could pick up some units. Like the Adept, the Zealot, the Shield Battery. Adept shades across the map, but there are 2 more Stalkers coming in. So Trap is safe and sound back at home. Does poke forward. Gets a couple shots off here on the Zealot. Stalker has arrived. MaxPax is holding. There's that first Oracle on the way. It's going to be zooming across the map to harass. And so far, Trap is looking quite secure. Ooh, as Trap goes for 1-base all-in. Trap, he's going for, my apology, I did not notice the pylon, but MaxPax has the Oracle Scouts confirms, and it is a 1-base all-in out of Trap. I assumed he was going to be expanding, but no, we have a 3rd gateway and a 4th gateway across the map. It is going to be a 1-gate, 4-gate all-in, and MaxPax knows. He knows what's going on. He throws down more shield batteries. Void Race on the way. And one way or another, the game is about to end. Either Trap kills MaxPax or he dies trying. Here we go. Gets extra volleys off. Trying to make use or trying to force NG out of that shield battery. The Void Ray has arrived. Meanwhile, Oracle into the main. The stasis! No! The stasis goes off. Massive connection. Gets almost the entire mineral line and the Stalkers as well. Ay, ay, ay. And again, this is a 1-base all-in. This 1-base economy matters. Matters so much to Trap. That will be impacting his Warpins, his reinforcements. This Trap is pushing forward. And this is a rough start for him. Oh, can one-shot a Stalker. Gets one. Another charge gets popped. Gets the second. Picks up all the gateway units, but again, he has to respect the Void Ray, has to respect the prismatic alignment. This Trap is poking in. He wants the Void Rays. He's going for it. But there's the overcharge. Without the overcharge, the Void Rays are safe and sound. MaxPax even being a little bit cavalier there, chasing down the Stalkers, almost gets one. And now we're soon going to have 3 Void Rays again. The longer this goes on, the worse it is. Meanwhile, the Oracle finally goes down. Oh, but Trap, he has to kill his own pylon. His reinforcements are delayed. Oh, gets a Stalker. Trades 1 for 1. Goes for the Void Ray. There's his Mac alignment. Oh, the punish is real. But MaxPax did trigger both Prismatic alignments. That I'm a little bit concerned by it. Usually MaxPax, he staggers them. And now they're both off cooldown. No, on cooldown. Trap is going for the Nexus. Nexus taking a lot of hits. A couple more volleys and it can go down. Yeah, Trappy threatens the army, takes out both Stalkers, going for the Void Ray, gets 1! And there's 2 left. There's the overcharge. Trappy has to respect it, he has to back off, the boys are being pulled. But it looks like Trap, he may still have enough. Again, the Nexus is so low. And that's all he needs. Once again, going for the Void Rays, and he gets it! 1 Void Ray left! Uno más! 1 remaining, a bit of a misclear on the shield battery. Uh-oh. He's trying to force his way through, and it looks like Trap, he has done it. Takes out all the Stalkers. There's 2 Voiders remaining. The boys are being pulled. That does make things awkward here. Trap, can he bring them down? He's bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Does get one of the Void Rays. There's 1 left. There's 0 left. And now Trap, he's having his way with his economy. Probes are falling left and right. Nice around here on 2 of the Stalkers. That should not have happened. Bit of miscontrol by Trap. He's out to 4 Stalkers. 4 Stalkers left. He's forced out of the main, but here come the reinforcements, and Trap, he should have enough momentum. Goes to the pylons, gets 1, gets the other. And GG gets called. Trap, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG, very impressive. Not gonna lie, things are looking bleak, things are looking dire when that stasis trap went off, when his 1 base economy turned into almost a 0 base economy. That was crazy. But Trap was also very careful. I should also say MaxPax was making mistakes. He was making mistakes. As I was mentioning, usually MaxPax, he does stagger his prismatic alignments to make sure that he always has 1. That he always has 1 whenever the Stalkers move in. We saw that MaxPax, he was triggering them all at once, more often than not. So because of that, he was leaving. There were these windows. There were these windows or periods in time where MaxPax was more vulnerable than he really should have been, and we saw that Trap was able to take advantage of that. Likewise, of course, shout out to Trap for his unit control as well. So it was kind of both coming into play with Trap's unit control and also MaxPax maybe panicking a little bit too much at certain times. And with that, Trap is up 2-0. Trap is up 2-0. And does the series end here and now? Is it a 3-0? Does Trap just win it all here and now? Oh boy. Does he just win it all here and now? 1 more game is all he needs. Meanwhile, I'm hoping for an extended series, but the pressure is on MaxPax. The pressure is on, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. Down in the series, he has to fight back here and now to have a chance at the ace match. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Protoss player, representing Gen G Esports. Leading the series 2-0. 1 more game is all he needs to be this week's champion. It is Trap. I mean, Trap, he 2-0'd Clem, he 2-0'd Björn. He's taking down everyone. Does he 3-0 MaxPax as well? Trap, is tonight his night? Oh my god. I saw Gemini's meme earlier during the break. I did see it, did spot it. And what I'm getting at is it Gemini's fault? Like, what? What's happening? What has he done? Oh my god. Give us some insider information. As Trap has been on fire. Aye, aye, aye. But now, 2 gate opener, 2 gate opener out of Trap. Meanwhile, MaxPax, once again, gate expand. Sorry, gate cyber into a Stargate, into an expansion. MaxPax going for his regular builds, and the question becomes, does Trap go for the all-in? Ooh, he goes for a fake hidden pylon. Okay. Once again, you do have my attention. do have my attention here as Trap does move out with that worker, and Curious does mine through some of these gold mineral patches. I'm curious if that comes into play later, just coming in for a scout. MaxPax moving out on the map. The gold minerals are revealed to MaxPax, and I'm curious if that, yeah, it's going to force him to scout in this area. Does pull back though, there's a pylon block. And we can settle in. From here we can just settle into our builds, settle into our games. There's that Nexus for MaxPax, getting for a Stargate. My eyes are still on Trap though, again, so he's not going for the all-in, he's going for a later expansion instead. Nexus is on the way, and for the most part, we're kind of playing into it. We're playing into it. MaxPax, he will get away with his economic start, and it's going to be on Trap to play catch-up. Whether it's outgreed MaxPax and get a faster third, or maybe try to turn this into something more aggressive and try to punish the greed of MaxPax in a bit of a later game state. We shall see. As more Stalkers have arrived, it's going to be the initial 4 Stalker start for Trap. He does have sentries on the way behind this for force fields. Ooh, well, 1 Stalker goes down. Trap, he does overextend. Yeah, big misstep there for Trap. Does get 1 Stalker, but it did cost him 1, so trades 1 for 1. Oracle gets across the map, gets 2 probes already. Gets a third probe. And Trap, he's trying to break down that natural. Here come the sentries. He's ready for the force fields. And he looks the army out. With this Trap, I mean the Void Ray's here. Yeah, the Void Ray has arrived. Trap, he cannot push in. He has to back off. Trap does have to retreat. And this wasn't really worth it for Trap. He was being hyper aggressive. He wasn't quite able to get much done. Oracle gets 4 probes across the map. Ah, yeah, that's 6 in total. 6 probe kills. MaxPax does have a pretty hefty economic lead, and this is the kind of setup that we find ourselves in. If you don't all in MaxPax, then MaxPax just finds himself ahead in the economy, and in a mirror matchup, that is brutal. MaxPax pushing forward. No shield battery back at home. Uh-oh. Shield battery. MaxPax gets 1 Stalker. Oh, he gets punished though. He overextends. MaxPax getting a little bit too adventurous. Bleeds out 2 Stalkers, but the Oracle comes in from behind, gets 3 more probes. Ay, ay, ay. And that was still worth it. Even though MaxPax lost some Stalkers, that was still worth it for the Blue Protoss player. He still maintains an economic lead, getting into additional gateways, into Blink. And yeah, Trap is in a rough place. He's in a rough spot. In a rough spot, but MaxPax maintains his lead, going for a third. Basically, I'm getting some, game 2 Hero versus MaxPax vibes, where Hero was just kind of playing from behind for most of that game. And it may be similar here. I say similar because extra gateways are on the way. So far, it is going to be a 4-gate setup for Trap. MaxPax is getting into his own 4 gateways, though. MaxPax, he can just afford it. He can afford the gateways and the third because of his greater economy. And does Trap throw down 2 more gates and just go for a 2-base all-in? We'll see. He's setting up for a third, potentially. My eyes are on this probe. Yep, there it is. 2 more gates, 2-base all-in. Let's go. He's going to have a 6-gate setup here. Did I say 6 gates? I think he's getting up to 7. Armies are forced to clash. Void Ray goes down. Prism has arrived. And we'll see if Trap can make this work. It's going to be a 6-gate setup. Trap moving out. 2 more probes go down. And the problem here is that production-wise, for the most part, MaxPax is keeping up. He dives in, gets the Prism, and he takes down the army as well. Trap, he did not have his reinforcements. He gets overwhelmed. Trap losing a little momentum already, and he has to wait for that War Prison to be rebuilt. Ay, ay, ay. This all-in is heavily delayed. And the longer this goes on, the better and better it is for MaxPax. Not like this. As the Oracle is still up and running. And I'll be honest, after this game, and it's already heavily in favor of MaxPax, I feel like Trap is not going to allow MaxPax to get into his build, because that's what this game has been. It's been brutal. Just economic lead from the beginning. Diving in, once again the Prism is exposed. Prism goes down, denies the warp in. GG gets called, and MaxPax takes game number 3. Fights back in the series. GG. GG, well played again. Just a really rough start for Trap. He invested heavily early on when it came to his Stalker investment into pushing out across the map. With his sentries as well, it wasn't worth it. Because of that, he had less at home to defend, and the Oracle was popping off. The Oracle killed so many workers. You could make an argument that in this game, the MVP for MaxPax was the Oracle. The Oracle killed so many probes and allowed MaxPax to maintain an economic advantage over his opponent, over Trap. And I mean, that just snowballed into a win. That was insane, just how much of an economic lead MaxPax had. Led into a faster third, into an even production, into a greater army, into what you just saw. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting ready here for game number 4. And again, I feel like after experiencing that last game, I feel like Trap, he understands. He's like, this is why everyone all-ins MaxPax. Because it's just a brutal start. What I will say though is that there are other ways to approach it. I'm always going to remember it was like a couple of seasons ago, or a couple of years ago at this point, Hero out-greeting MaxPax. There are certain openers you can go for and certain game states where you can try to go for that route instead. Especially if you feel confident when it comes to defending against any kind of crazy aggression from MaxPax, or trying to mind game. That's the other way, right? Try to mind game MaxPax, make it look like an all-in when you just expand behind it and get further ahead, or try to take an economic lead yourself. We'll see. We'll see how our players do approach this. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of a Golden Aura, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. He does fight back, but he's still up against the wall. Can he force the ace match? It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Gen G Esports. Still one game away from winning the entire tournament. Can he do it? Can he bring it back here and now? It is Trap. Here we go. As we do have, I would imagine Trap setting up for a 2-gate opener. MaxPax moving out with his probe, scouting across the map, getting a read on what's going on. And Trap has not sent out a worker. There's no probe on the map. Hello. Okay, there we go. Second gateway. Does throw down the second gateway. MaxPax once again, gate into Cybercore, into Stargate, into Nexus. Golden Aura is a very large map, but my eyes are on this probe here for Trap. What's going on? Where are we headed? Is this going to be a real or fake proxy pylon? As the pylon is going to be placed, and it's fake. Okay, so it is going to be a fake proxy pylon. Again, Trap, he's going to try to hope that MaxPax overreacts. And I do like this. I do like this just because after what happened in that last game, I feel like the likelihood of Trap all-inning is higher, right? I feel like it's a greater chance here on Golden Aura. So we'll see how MaxPax responds. MaxPax, he of course scouts. He knows that the pylon is missing. First Zealot has arrived. And Trap, he is once again in position here to, I was going to say to pylon block, but looks like he won't be able to. Scouts the main. Gets eyes on the Stargate. Pulls back. Nexus is going to be placed. So no pylon block, no delay. And Trap did open up Double Stalker. But this time, Double Stalker into 1 sentry. He skips the 4th unit to expand. So he does skip that 4th unit this time. So a bit of a faster expansion by Trap compared to the last game. Remember, last game it was double Stalker into quadruple Stalker. It was very aggressive by Trap. It didn't work out in the end. It was not worth it for Trap whatsoever in that last game. So this time he's trying to keep up economically. And we're headed towards the mid game. Adept is denied. Oracle's moving out. And because Trap is being less aggressive and less assertive this time, the likelihood of Trap being in position for the Oracle is going to be higher. Not guaranteed, but it should be higher this time. Again, especially after what happened that last game, I feel like Trap, he's learned his lesson. You know, he's understood the assignment. He's like, oh, okay, like I get it now. We're not going to let that happen again. As he already gets a couple of hits off on the Oracle. Gets a bit of hull damage. Triple sentry in position. Will defend that mineral line. And behind this, we're working towards the Twilight Council. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of Trap. Likewise, MaxPax as well, as the follow-up. So we're working towards Blink. MaxPax is being active. He does head towards the natural. Second Oracle has arrived. And the defensive prowess here of Trap is going to be put to the test. Can he defend? Can he survive against double Oracle and the ground army? Organ to the main. So far, Trap is holding on. He's keeping up. He doesn't overextend. He does stay with the mineral line. Stalker's out into the natural. Nice control out of Trap. Oh, one probe goes down. Oh, two probes. Three. Oh, not quite three, but two workers do fall. Three workers towards the end. So a bit of miscontrol there towards the end by Trap as well. Stalker does escape. And that was a decent start for MaxPax. Bearing in mind, MaxPax, what did he lose? He traded out one Zealot for 3 probes. Lost an Adept as well, to be fair. But I mean, the Zealot doesn't really do much in a later game state, so it was a better trade. As MaxPax behind this, he just goes straight into a third. Straight into a third base. Looking to maintain that economy. Trap, it looks like he wants to try to keep up, but there's an Oracle in position, and the third base is going to be delayed. Probe goes down. Trap, instead he throws down an earlier Robo before Nexus. So MaxPax, he was cutting corners. He won't have detection. I mean, he has Oracles, I guess. So, can get away with it. There we go. Trap does take the third. And we are going to be entering the mid game. We're getting there. Are getting there. I would say that MaxPax has the slight edge. He has had the worker lead and he has the faster third. So he will maintain a slight edge over Trap, but not the biggest lead. A lead nonetheless. So. From here, working towards Blink. Blink is done for both players. Forge on the way for MaxPax. Faster Forge from the Blue Protoss. Again, the reason why he has the faster Forge is because Trap did invest into the Robo, into Immortal production. So Trap is going to have Immortals. MaxPax will have +1 and map control. So once again, this feels similar to Game 2 between MaxPax and Hero. That's all very similar. Stalkers, they do arrive. MaxPax, he gets the pylon. He can even trade a little bit here. Reinforcements have arrived. Oracle dives in. Trap, he responds. He was ready for this. Ooh, gets a kill on the Oracle. Very nicely done, but the main base is exposed. Ay, ay, ay. Trap gets one Oracle, but not the other. Meanwhile, Adepts, they did get across the map. At the same time, 5 probes went down. Not bad. Trappy gets a bit of counter damage, but finally he's going to be cleaned up. I believe he got those 5 probes here at the third. So a bit of a give and take here. Both players taking some losses. MaxPax still ahead in workers. And again, is going to be ahead in upgrades as well. Now, because Trap opted to invest into Immortals, it does feel like Trap is going to be the defender. It feels like Trap is going to, in a way, relinquish map control. MaxPax is going to be free to take a 4th base, to set up his army, and to try to deny the 4th of his opponent. And Trap is just going to be building up back at home. Into Immortals, Charge Lots, I would imagine Archons as well, before moving out. And we'll see if MaxPax decides to keep up with him. Or if he decides to skip some tech and go into Disruptors, for example. You can do so. If you want to skip Archons, you can just go into a bay, into second robo, into Disruptor production. There is going to be that option. Trap is still building up. Prism is on the way. Massive gateway explosion. 6 gates are being thrown down. Trap, he's not getting a 4th. MaxPax is. So MaxPax, he invests into... Oh, no, Trap, not too far behind him. Gets a 4th. How many gateways are we getting up to? 3, going to be 8 gates. 8 gates here for Trap. War Prism's on the way. That usually does signify aggression. Does mean that Trap should be moving out. With that Prism. Prism has arrived, and here comes the move out. Trap is pushing. And again, he's got 8 gateways behind this. MaxPax, he's on 6. Also, I say 8, it's actually 9. So a 9-gate setup for Trap. He does push. He's committed. +1 is going to finish up just in time, which means the upgrades are going to be even between both players. MaxPax has been saturating. Trap has not. Not as much. Still run by at the same time. Oracle into the main. The main army is going to be clashing. And can Trap break through? The Prism looking a bit exposed. Does hold its own. Zealot is stuck behind. That's a brutal force field. And Zealot stuck behind the Immortals. Now pushing in. At the same time, Zealots, they wreak havoc. 16 probes going down. Trap, he's all in. He has to end the game here and now. Does he have detection? Either a DTs to defend. Observers on the way. Trap, he does not have detection. No, the DTs, they could just win the game for MaxPax. He blinks back and the DTs, they can clean everything else up. Yeah, Trap, he's plummeting here in supply, losing everything. The Invisible Man, it's too good. Takes out the Prism. Trap recalls back home. There's nothing back at home to really greet him. Down to 45 workers. The Observer finally arrives, but it's too late. It is too little too late. DTs into the main. Forcing back Trap. Into the third as well. Again, just making sure there is no economy. I mean, there is none. And now MaxPax can just chill. He can just chill back at home, saturate his bases, warp in more Stalkers, Archon production now, with those Dark Templar, of course. And really, Trap is hoping that MaxPax makes mistakes from here. Maybe MaxPax peels off too many units and he's overly aggressive, or he's caught out of position. That's going to be the best chance for Trap. And MaxPax taking another expansion, getting another base. And, I mean, at least Trap is going to have access to some Archons. True, we'll have some Archons help support. We'll help against the Zealots. Archons now morphing in. Oh, God, but they can just be targeted down. One Archon falls already. And here comes MaxPax. Does have a 30 army supply lead. The Immortals will keep it exposed. Do back off. Warp in into the main. Yeah, massive warp in. Charge lots with a DT. Likewise, Dark Templar into the mineral line. Cannon gets started down. MaxPax, he can even try and snipe that Observer. Oh, he wants it. Observer survives. I mean, Trap, he does defend in the main. True. Does defend. And again, Trap forces back the army. We still have a massive amount of Blink Stalkers left over here for MaxPax. He can reinforce behind this as well. There we go, 10 Zealots at a time. And Trap, he's just out of units. He's just out of resources, out of units in general. GG gets called at a time, and MaxPax will tie up the series 2-2. We are going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. Once again, MaxPax was able to get away with his build, able to get away with his opener. He did maintain an economic lead throughout the entirety of the game as well. We saw that Trap was forced into an all-in, but he was going for an all-in anyway. It looked like his fourth base was mainly just for show, and he was committing on 9 gateways, but unfortunately he had no detection, so the DT defense was brutal. Likewise, even when it came to the execution of the push, if you remember, the force fields were insane. He was stuck behind the force fields, he had no Archons, he had no way to break them, and yeah, MaxPax did snowball from there. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're getting into the final game. Interesting. It's going to be on Dynasty, a very unique map in the map pool, very unorthodox. There are gold bases that you can try to rush into. I'll be honest, I haven't seen too many PvPs on this map. I haven't seen too many of them, so I'm curious if there's a specialized build that Trap has for this map. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure I have seen Trigger try and take the gold base on the other side in PvP on this map, with some mixed results. But I could be misremembering Trigger for Estrella, but I feel like I've seen one of them do it. I feel like I've seen one of them embrace that. Regardless, here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into the ace match, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Dynasty, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. He was down 2-0. Can he pull off the reverse sweep? One more game is all he needs to bring it back, and he has momentum on his side. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Gen G Esports. He had a strong start to the series, but again, allowing the mid-game to happen against someone with an economic lead in a mirror matchup, it's been brutal. Can he bounce back? It is Trap. And clearly this approach has not been working. Being the defender, playing from behind economically, like it's brutal here in PvP. So I'm curious, Trap, what do you have for us? What do you got? The pro moves out. The last 2 games, Trap has gone for fake proxy pylons. Does he commit to a real one? Does he commit to a proxy? As the pro moves out much earlier this time for Trap. It is going to be the initial 2-gate opener. Trap will hide a pylon, but does he use it? Because this probe is so much faster, I think he will. Here comes the Cybercore. I mean, this would not be a bad location for a proxy Stargate. I would assume that that's what Trap goes for, but we'll see. There's the pylon. Ooh, and the probe does not stick around. Okay. Okay. 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row. Fake proxy pylon. Probe moves out for a scout, and we will be settling into a much more standard setup instead. Now, if we are going to be entering a more standard game, the question becomes, how does Trap adjust? How does he adjust against MaxPax? Because clearly this has not been working. I mean, he already did adjust in the last game, if you remember. There's that Stargate open out of MaxPax into a Nexus, into the natural. Last game, we saw that Trap was not as aggressive. He did open up a double Stalker into single sentry into faster Nexus. Tried to play that economically, and then it did lead into a later all-in. But by then, MaxPax, he was very, very well set up for it. That's a 3rd gateway. I'm feeling the 1-base all-in. Yep, there it is. Pylon. This looks like a game. Was it game 2? Yeah, it was game 2 where Trap. It was on Ghost River, if you recall. Ooh, MaxPax is looking. But it was on Ghost River, and Trap did go for a 4-gate 1-base all-in on Ghost River earlier in this series, and it looks like the same build. Show us the 4th gateway. Pylon is done. Stalkers, they do poke in across the map. We have a 3-gate setup back at home, and show us the 4th gate. It's still not thrown down yet. Trap pulling away. Bring himself up. There it is. There's the 4th gateway. It is the 1-base all-in. Oh boy. Now, this did work on Ghost River, but what I will say, I mean, I'll reiterate, I guess, is that on Ghost River, MaxPax, he did have some miscontrol, if you remember. He wasn't quite utilizing his prismatic alignments too well with his Void Rays. He did also overextend a couple of times. So if MaxPax does tighten things up, I think he will have a stronger defense this time, but we'll see. Also, because it was on Ghost River, reinforcements, they did hit faster as well. So it was a bit of a different dynamic. But we'll see. We'll see if Trap can pull this off. But now poking in, gets a probe. Shield batteries ready. We have a second shield battery and a third shield battery on the way. Jesus. That's a lot of shield batteries. As Trap, he does keep reinforcing. Getting a warp in 4 Stalkers at a time. Pushing forward. He's up to how many? He's up to 13. There's a first prismatic alignment. Oh. Trappy does trade 1 for 1. Gets a Stalker. Ideally does want to shuffle back the weakened Stalker as well. Oh, wait, no. Once again, MaxPax, he actually activated both prismatic alignments there. So they're both on cooldown. But he does have the overcharge. True. Does have the overcharge, so he still has that available. So he should be okay. Nexus taking a lot of hits, though. Oh my god, taking a lot of damage. Stalkers, they do trade with the Void Ray. Boys are being pulled. Probes are going down. Again, MaxPax can afford to lose some workers. That is fine. But the Nexus took a lot of damage there. And MaxPax, Trap, he's only lost 2 Stalkers so far. He's been very careful. I do love the hallucinations. Let's go. To try to tank some shots. And they will. They even trigger that stasis trap. Because that alignment is activated, overcharge as well. Yeah, Trappy has to back up. Oh my god, so much firepower. MaxPax, he activates everything here. Does activate everything. Which means everything's going to be on cooldown as well at the same time. Trap, can he break this? Now would be his time. Now would be his moment. Takes out the Stalker. Goes for the Void Rays. There's 1 prismatic alignment activated. Stalkers, they have to back up. No, they're going for the Void Ray. They get 1. 1 Void Ray goes down. They're going for the other. They don't quite get it. Oh, this was quite committed here at a Trap. Does pull back with most of his Stalkers. Oh. Gets a Sentry. Up. Doesn't quite get the Void Ray. Almost. Does get away. And clutch moves here from MaxPax. He will lose 1 more Void Ray though. And the Nexus as well. 1 more volley. It goes down. Trappy's gaining ground. Void Rays are very low. Trappy's up to 13, soon to be 14 Stalkers. See him rotating around, looking for another way in. Trap does have a force field available for a hallucination. Taking off shield batteries. There's a force field. Up. Gets 1 void. He gets 1. He gets 2. 2 voiders go down. There's 2 left. 2 voiders remaining. But there's not many Stalkers left over here for Trap. Trap, he's running out of steam. He's going for the gold. Okay, he's going for the expansion. Trap, he's trying to transition out of this, but the Oracle does confirm. MaxPax, he spots the expansion. He spots the Nexus. He lets Trap know that he knows. Interesting choice. As now, Trappy just has to play carefully. Just play it safe. Play it safe. Let's have a Stalker back at home. Let's say thread and a shade into the main. And then from here, things can calm down. I mean, MaxPax does push towards the proxy location. Bold move. There's the alignments. On all 3 Void Rays. Stalkers have to back up. Gateway's going to be depowered. Trap, he rotates around. He could try to catch these Void Rays, by the way. They're vulnerable, but Trap, he barely will miss them. Yeah, it doesn't get the Void Rays. Gets a Sentry, at least, not quite. Yeah, he missed his window. Gold base is getting saturated. Trap does have the economic lead. And he's almost got Blink. Like, I still want to give the edge to Trap here. Oh my god, there was stasis in the main. Oh, it did miss it. That's a brutal stasis trap. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, the gold base is making up for that, but still. Second stasis this time is denied. Trap is a little more aware. Blink is almost done. Once Blink, I feel like MaxPax should not be here. I'll be honest, Blink is finishing up. And MaxPax is pushing. This army is so vulnerable. It's so vulnerable. Blink is revealed. There's the alignments. Force Field's working against MaxPax. He cannot chase. Oh. Almost does punish. Immortal's rallying across the map. And now Trap can chase us down. He can try to chase us down. MaxPax, he maintains his position. Okay, now pulling back. Trappy's got 19 Stalkers. Does spot the Immortal. He was exposed! Oh! Oh, doesn't quite go for it. Triggers the shields. Does trigger the shields. Doesn't engage. Doesn't commit. Instead of going for harass. That makes sense. MaxPax, he's forced back home. Probe does confirm the army. Still so tense. Trap going for another expansion, going for a third base. Dark Shrine on the way for MaxPax. Trap, though he has a robo. It's about to finish. He will have detection. More of a one-to-one trade there. Meanwhile, MaxPax, he's just focusing on Immortal production. I mean, he's getting into his own Blink. Despite having a lower Stalker count, with Immortal Void Ray, he can hold his own. Does get a Void Ray though, gets one. The others are very low. Still so tense. I feel like a lot is going to be riding on these Dark Templar. Something important as well, even if there is detection, DTs can still wreak havoc. They can still get a lot of damage over time. Especially in the hands of MaxPax. Like, MaxPax is very fond of DTs in PvP. He's so delicate with them when it comes to, you know, just biding his time. MaxPax now getting his third. He did scout the third base timing of his opponent. Trappy can deny the third base. If he sees it, he doesn't check. Oh. Yeah, he doesn't quite check the third location. Now he will. Can he punish it? He could have. He backs off. He pulls away. There's a War Prism moving out. Does he have an Observer? He has two. He has one here at the natural. He does spot the Prism. He has one at home. Did he see the Dark Shrine? He did. Did see the Dark Shrine. He's ready for it as well. Going for the Prism. Up! Prism goes down. And there's only one Dark Templar. Doesn't get much damage. The others hit at the natural, or hit the third. Oof, probes are going down. A lot of probes, actually. Yeah, Trappy does misread. There we go. Getting in position. 5 probe kills, not bad. MaxPax takes the worker advantage. Now, because of the high yield gas and high yield minerals, even though Trap is down in workers, he does make up for that. MaxPax, he establishes his third. Again, this could have been denied. Trap just didn't see it in time. And we have more DTs on the way. This is what we mentioned. Even if you defend against the first wave, MaxPax, he's relentless with DT harass. Okay, there's one Observer kept back at home. Trap pushing in. Charge is done. And can Trap break MaxPax here and now? Does have shield batteries. Stasis Trap as well. DTs, they get across the map. Probes are going down. Trap, he's committed. Yeah, he has to end it here and now. Pushes in. Goes for the blink. Goes for the dive. Takes out the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. Immortal as well. It looks like Trappy has enough. He's breaking the third. Stasis goes off. but it may not matter. Yeah, it's not enough. Trap, he cleans up the army. Back at home, he's losing every single pro, but GG gets called. Trap, he will take it. He will take the series and be this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Trap. He does take it. The one base all-ins, they work, Pappy, they work. Does take the 3-2 in the end. Game 1, Trap, he was able to take the game with Phoenix Wars. He was able to Phoenix it up against MaxPax, did win the game in Phoenix Wars. Game 2, one base all-in, and here in the ace match, one base all-in initially as well. Of course, it led into a longer game. It wasn't quite clear-cut, but with the one base all-in, he gained a lead. He was able to gain enough of a lead. What I will say, though, what I did notice, both in Game 1 and in Game 2 as well on Ghost River, is that MaxPax, his defense was worse than it usually is. To be a little bit blunt there, MaxPax is usually a little bit more careful with the void rays. I'm pointing it out just because it's something that usually MaxPax is really good at. He's really good at controlling the void rays and staggering the prismatic alignments as well, staggering the overcharge, you know, making sure he always has something ready whenever the stalkers move in. He always has like either a prismatic alignment, another prismatic alignment, an overcharge as well. There were times where he was popping everything. There were times where he was just overcharged as well. Like, and because of that, there were these larger periods in time in those games that Trap could actually take advantage of MaxPax and get like a stalker kill here and there, get extra shots off on the Nexus as well. Trap had more opportunities because of that, and with that, did take it in the end. I'm curious. I'm definitely curious as to the rationale behind that for MaxPax. Definitely, but regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations. Trap does take the series, does advance on, and is our champion. Very well played. And also, I don't want to take away from Trap because, mate, Trap, he popped off tonight. !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. If you look at the upper portion of the bracket, it was not an easy road. I mean, MaxPax, he PvP'd it up. MaxPax played purely PvP. You can see here, MaxPax, he 2-0'd Hearthstone, he 2-0'd Classic, he 2-0'd Hero before facing off against Trap. So it was purely PvP. I mean, this was the Protoss portion of the bracket. Pure Protoss down here. In the upper half, though, Trap, he played very well against Gumiho, against Clem, and against Björn as well. You cannot say that Trap had an easy road. He took down Clem and MaxPax. The best Protoss and the best Terran player in Europe went down to Trap. I mean, the best player in the world. I mean, Clem, like, he is the best in the world, and Trap took him down as well. Very impressive run here. Obviously, what we look for when it comes to the state of play for players and their current form is consistency. This is a very impressive run here from Trap. Very well, just crazy. Can he keep this up? That's really what I'm going to be looking at, is the upcoming weeklies. I'm referring to KSL, I'm referring to Pigosaur Cups, I'm referring to Tenacious Turtle Tussles, Sparkling Tuna Cups, next week's Open Cups as well, of course. Definitely, though, Trap is one to pay attention to and to keep on your radar to see if he can keep this up, if he can make this more of a trend, less so like a one-off event. So, really, really solid run here by Trap, and yeah, my eyes are definitely on him. I mean, it's not like this is his only big result recently. Obviously, it was in the WardiTV Festival where Trap was able to come second place. I want to say Trap, he took down Nightmare, took down Gumiho, and he took down Shin to get to the finals in the WardiTV Festival, where he went down to Clem in those finals. But still, second place in that festival was really impressive as well. So Trap, he's definitely getting up there. Definitely has shaken off the rust. He is reprising his role as one of the best Protoss players in the world. And yeah, my eyes, he definitely has my attention. He definitely has my attention. 100%. 100% here. So very well done by Trap. And my condolences to MaxPax, but don't worry, if you're a fan of MaxPax, I'm sure he'll play later tonight. I'm sure he'll play later tonight, because what do we have later tonight? The KSRC, the Kalara Steadfast Roddy Cup, is going to be in a couple of hours time. It is more European centric, more European focused, and both Clem and MaxPax will have the opportunity to face off in that tournament as well. So I do recommend it. As a reminder, the KSRC is not on the current patch, it is on the PTR. It's on the PTR and it's on the upcoming map pool as well. So because of that, might be a bit of a different dynamic, of course, but definitely something worth tuning into. Definitely. Likewise, we won't be casting the KSRC, but here on the CranKy Ducklings, we're going to be live in less than 12 hours. Oh boy, we're going to be live in less than 12 hours with the Pigosaur Cup. We're going to be casting the Pigosaur Cup. That is also another open tournament. It is also on the PTR, also on the new map pool, but it is more catered towards the NA friendly time zone. More NA and Korea, less European centric instead. Because of that, we very rarely get European representation and European participants, but regardless, it is still a very fun tournament, very worthwhile. I do recommend it, and of course, we're going to be live casting it here on the channel, again in like 10 hours time or something, like 9 to 10 hours. So I'm going to go to bed, I'm going to go pass out, and wake up in time for the cast. Likewise, we have a dual cast tomorrow. We're going to be casting not just the Pigosaur Cup, but we're also going to be casting Olima League. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Oh boy. Going to be a very busy day. Going to be casting Olima League in the evening. Now, as a reminder, a bit of a PSA, we do not cast Olima League on Twitch or on YouTube. I mean, the VODs are uploaded to YouTube. VODs are already on YouTube, actually. But we do actually cast it on Chijijik. Chijijik is the new Korean streaming platform. Here we go, exclamation mark. There we go, Chijijik in the chat. You will get a link to our channel. It is a Naver. It is run by Naver. Naver is like the Google of Korea. So we do have that around the corner. That is going to be tomorrow. But because it's on Chijijik, what I will say, if you're like in Europe or if you're in the Americas, routing to that platform can be quite rough. And because of that, you might be experiencing some latency issues watching the streams, and you might experience some buffering as well. So I do apologize. Depending on where you are in the world, it's okay. Like we have heard from people here in Australia, in Southeast Asia, and in New Zealand and the rest of Oceania. It's quite good, but it makes sense because we're a little bit closer, right? Like geographically, we're a little bit closer to Korea, so the routing is a little bit better. But if you're in Europe or if you're in the Americas, we have heard that routing is quite poor and that the connection is not ideal. So I do apologize for that, but that's also why we have VODs available. We have VODs available on the Chijijik platform and also on YouTube later on as well. VODs will be made available, and I think other casters are doing replay casts. I know that I think last week Wardi did a replay cast, and I'm sure other casters might do some replay casts as well. So if you want to tune into the replay cast, you can tune into the other streamers. If you want to tune into the live cast, we got you covered. We got you covered. There you go. Chijijik, yes, that is the platform. Chijijik. Oh boy. So yeah, you can tune in there if you wish, as we're going to be casting Olima League live. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. And I'm going to go get some rest. I'm going to go get some sleep and get ready for tomorrow's broadcast, because there's a lot of casting to do. When it comes to my personal stream and my personal channel, I do stream over on light_VIP. I was actually streaming right before this stream. And I haven't been able to ladder too much over the past couple of months. I've been declining when it comes to my poor MMR. So I do hope to ladder once again. Most likely on Wednesday. Again, we have 2 casts tomorrow, so I have no time to ladder. But Wednesday it looks a little bit free, so I do hope to be able to ladder and stream. So if you're interested, you can follow me there. Otherwise, you can follow us on all the other social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. You can follow us on the social medias. We also stream not just here on Twitch, but also on YouTube as well, so you can check out our YouTube. VODs are uploaded on a daily basis. And again, if you missed out on last week's Olima League, the Olima League VODs are already live on YouTube. The VODs are already there, so I do recommend checking it out. Do recommend it. A lot of fun matches, a lot of fun games. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow for either Olima League or Pigosaur Cup. See you tomorrow. Until then, thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.